So in the today's session, we are going to see the analysis of truss. Okay, we are going to see the analysis of truss. Okay, we are going to see the analysis of truss, right? So all of you in the mechanics, right? You learn what do you mean by truss, right? So can anybody tell me what is truss? What is
Force
truss?
distribution.
See, truss it's basically it's a collection of members, right? Truss it is basically the connection of members. Those members can be either horizontal, they can be either vertical, they can be either inclined. Okay, so when you connect all those members, it forms a truss. So truss it is nothing but a structure, right? Truss it is nothing but a structure, okay, which you're going to load either in a horizontal direction or in a vertical direction. Okay, so that is basic definition of truss. Truss is it's a basically a structure which is loaded horizontally as well as vertically. Okay, so when we'll start with the problem at that time, okay, you'll be able to see the diagram of the truss, right? So the truss is basically a structure, okay, and what is a structure? It's a collection of members, right, which you're going to load either in a horizontal direction or in a vertical direction, right? Now let's see the problem. Okay, I will write down the problem for the two bar truss as shown in figure for the two bar truss as shown in figure, determine for the two bar truss as shown in figure, determine the nodal displacement, determine the nodal displacement, displacements. Try to understand. For the two bar truss as shown in figure, we need to determine what nodal displacement. What are the displacement at the nodes? And stress in each member, okay, stress in each member. Take E is equal to 70 gigapascal, okay, modulus of elasticity, that is E, 70 gigapascal, and area for both members, is equal to 200 mm square. Area for both members is equal to 200 mm square. Okay, now let's see what diagram is given. Okay, so here they have mentioned fixed support. So this is the first member which they have given, right? And this is the inclined member which they have given, right? Okay, this length they have given as 500. This is 500. Okay, this length they have given as 500 mm. Okay, this vertical distance, okay, till this point it is 300. This is 300. Okay, and this distance they have given as 400. This distance they have given as 400, right? And at this point they have applied downward load, and that is 12 kilonewton. 12 kilonewton they have applied at this point, that is going vertically downward direction. Is it okay? Is it okay with this diagram?
Yes, sir.
See, what is the length of this member? It is 500. Okay, length of this member it is not directly given, but they have given this vertical distance 300. They have given this horizontal distance 400. Okay, and at this point where this member and this member is connected, okay, at that point they have applied the load, that is vertical load, that is 12 kilonewton. Right? So this is a problem given. They're asking to calculate what is the displacement at the nodes and stress in each member. Right? So if we need to calculate, or if we need to calculate the displacement at the nodes, initially you form the nodes, right? So that is very basic requirement, that you should form the nodes, right? So nodes will not be formed until and unless you will form the elements. Okay. So here you need to form the elements. Is it okay? So we are supposed to form the elements. So I will redraw this diagram as it is. Okay. But in this diagram, I will assign the elements and the nodes. Okay. So this is my first horizontal member. This is one horizontal member. So let me call this as element number 1. See, listen. Every member of the truss is an element. Okay. Every member of the truss is an element. Right. So this is element number 1 I will call. Okay. I have one more member here. Okay. I will call this element as, let me call this as element number, right? This is element number 2. Is it okay? Element number 1, element number 2. So I form the elements. Now next step will be, I should number the nodes. Okay. So let me move from left towards right. Right? So let me assign this as node 1. Let this be node 2. Okay. Let this be node 3. Is it okay? Node 1, node 2, node 3. Is it okay or not? Let me know. Node 1, node 2, and node 3. Clear? See, you have formed the elements, you have numbered the nodes. Now next step will be, okay, you should assign the coordinates to every node. We should know, or rather we should assign the coordinates to every node. So for assigning the coordinates to every node, okay, that is, we are measuring basically the location of every node with respect to some point. Okay, so that means one of the node you need to assume as a reference node, right? So what I will do, I will assume leftmost node, that is node 1, as a reference with coordinate 0, 0. Okay, because I need the location of every node. That means I need the coordinates of every node. Okay, so if I need to measure the coordinates of every node, I need to measure with respect to some point. Okay, so that some point I'm calling as node number 1, because for node number 1 I am assigning the coordinate as 0, 0. Now for rest of the node, I will measure the location with respect to node 1. Okay, so I will measure the location of node 2 with respect to node 1. So can anybody tell me what is the location of node 2? What is the location of node 2?
500, 0.
It is 500, 0. Is it okay? This is 500, 0. Next.
900, 300.
What is this? What is the x coordinate?
900.
This is 500. This is 400. So this is 900. Right? What is the y coordinate?
Yes, sir.
-300.
3 and minus 300.
It is minus 300, right? Because we are going down. See here. When we are going towards right, it is positive, right? So see, when you move from node number 1 to node number 2, you are going towards right hand side. Okay, so its coordinate is 500, and in y direction you don't have anything, so it is 0. When you go to node 3, what is this total distance x? It is this 500 plus 400, that is 900. Okay, and what is the vertical distance between node 1 and node 3? Node 1 and node 3, it is 300, but it is in downward direction. So I need to assign it as a -12. Is it okay with this one? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see, once we have finished with this one, what we have done, initially we have assigned the elements, then we have numbered the nodes, then we have assigned the coordinates to every node, right? So next step will be, you need to form one table. Okay, you need to form one table. Okay, so see, all of you, for that, see, what is the length of this element? What is the length of this element? It's a 500. Is it okay? What is the length of this element? It's a 500. Now, what is the length of this element? What is the length of this element? Tell me. See, what is the length of element number 1? It is 500. It is directly given. Now, what is the length of element number 2? What is the length of element number 2?
300 square plus 400.
Right. For that, you need to go for Pythagoras theorem, right? Square root of 300 square plus 400 square. Okay. So I will write down the general formula for length of the element as it is given by square root of xj minus xi square plus yj minus yi square. Is it okay? Is it okay or not? Is it okay with this formula? Length of the element. Square root of xj minus xi square. Okay. Plus under the square root of yj minus yi square. Right? This is nothing but a Pythagoras theorem. Is it okay? Now see, one more term here you require is L. Okay. What is this L? It is xj minus xi by Le. Try to remember this formula. Xj minus xi by Le. Okay. Next, one more term you require M. That is given by yj minus yi by Le. Try to remember those terms. Xj minus xi by Le. Similarly, yj minus yi by Le. Okay, these terms you are supposed to remember. Now just come to this table. Okay, just come to this table. In this table, you have first thing, that is element number. First thing, that is element number. Okay. Second thing which you have is, if you see any element, it will be between two nodes, right? Okay. If you consider any element, it will be between two nodes, right? So after this element number, what we have is we have those nodes. Okay, we have those nodes. Okay, nodes. Okay, so if you consider any node, any element, it will be between two nodes, right? Any element. If you see element number 1, it is between 1 and 2. If you see element number 2, it is between 2 and 3. So every element, it will be between two nodes. So what we will do, we will call first node as I. First node, we will call it as I, right? So as we calling this first node as I, so obviously every node will have two coordinates, right? And those coordinates are xi, okay, xi and yi. Is it okay? To every node, you have x and y coordinate. Okay, so this is all about node. This is all about node, right? Every element will be between two nodes. So let me draw one more node. This is node. Okay, second node, I will call this as node J. Node J. So obviously this node J, okay, will again have, okay, it's x and y coordinates, right? So I will call these coordinates as xj, one coordinate as xj, second coordinate I will call it as yj. Second coordinate I will call it as yj. Is it okay with this one? Yes or no? Let me know. See, for every element there are two nodes. Okay, for every element there are two nodes, and each node will have two coordinates, that is x coordinate and y coordinate. Is it okay? Is it okay or not? Let me know.
Yes, sir.
It will have two
Yes,
nodes.
sir.
First node we will call it as I. Second node we will call it as J. Obviously, I node will have x and y. J node will have x and y. Okay. Next, we should calculate length of the element. Okay, LE we required LE. So for first element, it is directly 500. We can put, but for second element, it is directly we will not be able to calculate. Right. So in that case, we need to go for a Pythagoras theorem. That is what is written here. Right. That is length of the element. Next point here is, okay, what is L? Okay, what is L? And formula for L, it is given here. Okay. Next thing is what is M? Okay, what is M? Again, formula for M is given. Next thing is you need to calculate is as L square. L square you should calculate. Whatever L you have calculated, just make it square. That is L square. Okay. Then you have LM. Product of L into M. Product of L into M. That you do. And next you calculate m square. Next you calculate m square. Is it okay? Next you calculate m square. Is it okay with this one or not? Let me know. Have you understood this table? Each of you have you understood this table or not? Let me know. See, this is a table basically which we have made. Element number. Okay, each element will be between two nodes, and each node will have x and y coordinate. Then you calculate length of the element. Then L. What is L? This is the formula. What is M? M again. This is the formula. L square ln m square. Right. Now let's start with the element number 1. Let's start with the element number 1. So when we write element number 1, okay. So for element number 1, it is between which node? Tell me. Element number 1 will be between which nodes?
1 and 2.
Right. It is between which node? 1 and 2. Is it okay? Element number 1. See, element number 1. It is between 1 and 2. So I'll write down here 1 and 2. This element number 1 will be between 1 and 2. What is the coordinate of node 1? 0, 0. What is the coordinate of node 2? It is 500. Is it okay? Now, what is the length of element? What is the length of first element? It is 500. It is clearly. You do that. Okay, how I'll do? 500 minus 0 square plus 0 minus 0 square. What do you get? You get 500. Is it okay? Right? Then you do this. L, you calculate small l. How will you calculate xj minus xi by le? So this is xj, 500. 500 minus xi is 0. 500 minus 0 by 500. 500 minus 0 by 500. What will you get? 1. Is it okay or not? Let me know. See, xj is 500 minus xi is 0. So 500 minus 0 by 500. So you will get 1. Next, m you do m. Yj minus yi by le. Right? Yj is 0. Yi is 0. 0 minus 0 by 500. What do you get? You'll get it. Is it okay or not? Let me know. Is it okay with this one?
So once again,
Sir, what is this small l and small m?
Yeah. See, why I'm calling this as small l and small m, na? Okay. See, this problem will not be get solved until and unless you know EME. Okay. So this L and M have the significance in EME. Okay. Let me write down the EME. Then every doubt you will get clear now. Okay. So after this, I will be writing EME. So at that time, you will understand what is L and what is M. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
So L it is xj minus xi by le. See this xj is 500 minus xi is 0 by le. It's again 500. So 500 minus 0 by 500 it's 1. Then m it is yj minus yi by le. Yj is 0. 0 minus yi. It is again 0. So 0 minus 0 by 500. So it is 0. Next L square. What is the square? 1 square. It's 1. 1 square is 1. Okay, then L into M, that is 1 into 0, it's obviously 0. Then M square, that is 0 square, it's a 0. Is it okay? Is it okay with this one or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now all of you tell me for second element. You're supposed to tell me for second element. I'm writing this as element number 2. Element number 2. You tell me for element number 2. Element number 2. What I should write down here and here? What is I and J for element number 2?
2 and 3.
Right. Element number 2, it is between 2 and 3. Element number 2, it is between 2 and 3. Now see, let me clear you. Here you are not supposed to write down 3, 2. Don't write down 3, 2. It's not valid. Because you are moving from left to right. That is for this element number 1. What you have written? 1, 2. That is you are moving from left to right. That is 1, 2. So obviously for element number 2, you write down 2, 3. If you want to reverse, you reverse for element number 1 only. You do it like 2, 1. For element number 1, you do 2, 1. Then for element number 2, you can do 3, 2. Okay. Is it okay or not? So it's better to move from left hand side towards right hand side. Right? So for element number 1, 2, for element number 1, it is 1, 2. For element number 2, it is 2, 3. So clearly write down 2, here it is 2, and here it is 3. Is it okay? So what is the coordinate of node 2? It's 500, comma 0. What is the coordinate of node 3? It is 900 minus 300, right? 900 minus 300. Now tell me, what is the length of element? Length of this element. Tell me. What is the length of this element?
500.
Right? How will you do that? Square root of xj, that is 900 minus 500 square plus minus 300 minus 0 square. What do you get? See this one. What do you get? 500, na? Yes or no?
Sir.
Yes. Now calculate L. How will you calculate L? What is the formula for L? Xj minus xi. What is xj? 900. 900 minus xi. What is that? 500. 900 minus 500 by 500. Tell me. 900 minus 500 by 500.
0.8.
0.8.
0.8. Okay. Next. For M. Tell me, what is the value of M?
Minus
Minus
0.6.
0.6.
All of you getting same value?
Minus 0.6.
minus 0.6.
कितना है? For M?
minus 0.6.
All of you getting same value? See this one.
Yes,
Minus
sir.
300,
Yes, sir.
minus 300, minus 0, minus 300, minus 0 by 500. 0.6. Now L square. What is L square? 0.8 square. Tell me.
0.64.
Next, M square. Sorry, L into M. Do it L into M.
minus 0.48.
Then M square. M square.
0.36.
Now, so we have finished with what? We have finished with this table. See, this table is very important. Until and unless you draw this table or you make this table, okay, you won't be able to write down the value of EME. And EME, it is basically called as element matrix equation. Now see, all of you. See, what is our equation? Steepness matrix, right? Steepness matrix. When you multiply it by displacement, it should give you the force, right? Stiffness matrix, when multiplied by displacement, will give you the force. So see, here if you see, okay, you need the value of this K, where K is called as element stiffness matrix, right? You know this value. K, it is called as element stiffness matrix. Okay, until and unless you calculate element stiffness matrix, you will not be able to calculate global matrix, right? See, this K, it is called as element stiffness matrix. Okay, and what is its value? See, this element stiffness matrix will vary from field to field, right? When you have bar under axial load, the formula for K was AE by L, 1 minus 1 minus 1, 1. When you have bar under torsional load, it was GJ by L. When you have spring, it is only K. When you have for problem of conduction, it is K by L. When you have the problem of convection, it is HA, right? Now this problem belongs to what? This problem belongs to truss, right? So this problem belongs to truss. So for truss, value of element stiffness matrix K is given by AE by L, AE by L. See, this L, it is nothing but length of element. If you want, I will write down here. Otherwise, if I write down stiffness matrix for element, any element is given by AE, EE, LE, right? area of element, E of element, length of element, right? If you want, I will write down here, length of element, okay, into L square, LM, again, and M square, right? L square, LM, M square. See here, area of element, E of element, length of element. Okay, length of element you already calculated here. Length of element, every element you know. So it's L square, LM, M square. Okay, similar value you have, but with the negative side on. Okay, on this side. Is it okay? So I will write down that value. So it is minus L square minus LM minus LM minus M square. Okay, same but with the negative sign. Again here same, minus L square minus LM minus M square, right? Now you have it positive value, that is L square LM and M square, right? So this is a matrix, right? This is a matrix that is basically called as element stiffness matrix. Okay, because this problem belongs to truss. Okay, so this matrix will vary from case to case, right? So for truss, this is the value of element stiffness matrix. So if I need to write down, okay, in some simplified form, I will write down area of element, E of element upon length of element, okay, into this is L square, LM, then again LM and M square, right? So what I'll do is, on this side I have a negative, on this side I have a negative, and on this side I have positive. It's okay? It's okay with this one or not?
Yes, sir.
Now many of you have the questions are from where this element stiffness matrix is been derived. Okay, so see, in the last lecture or in the last 2 to 3 lectures before, we have seen the Rayleigh-Ritz method. And in Rayleigh-Ritz method, we have solved the governing differential equation. Okay, so when you solve the governing differential equation by Rayleigh-Ritz method, it is going to end with EME. Okay, if you are not remembered, I will remember it or not. I will remember it or not. How we have solved.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you are not remembered, let me clear you. This was the governing differential equation. Okay, so this governing differential equation was basically for the bar under axial load. Okay, so we have solved this governing differential equation by using exact method. So at the end, okay, what we have got is we have got these equations. Okay, and when we have summarized this equation, okay, so we have ended with this EME. Okay, so when you solve this equation, let me clear. When you solve this equation, d by dx of AE du by dx is equal to 0 by Rayleigh-Ritz method, you will get this answer. Okay, so in the similar manner, when you solve the governing differential equation for truss, you're going to end with this EME. Is it okay? You're going to end with this EME. Is it okay with this one or not? Let me know. Is it okay? When you solve the governing differential equation of truss by using Rayleigh-Ritz method, you're going to end with this EME. Okay. So can we move ahead? All of you, can we move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now see, now we have this table. We have this formula for EME. Now see, now question will be, sir, why you are not derived this EME? If you want, you can derive that, not an issue. Okay, you just have the governing differential equation, you solve by Rayleigh-Ritz method, you will get this. See, it is not possible to derive every EME, right? We have done it for two cases. First, we have done it for axial, bar under axial load, and second, we have done it for fin. Okay, heat transfer through a fin. This is of the problem belongs to truss. So you have different governing differential equation. When you solve it, you will get such sort of EME. Okay. So now you are at a stage that whatever the governing differential you have, you should be able to apply this EME. You should be able to apply this EME for the solution of this problem. Okay. Now it does, see the derivation. You see, obviously you should know the derivation. Okay, but more focus will be in terms of application. Okay, so you know this EME. You apply this EME to every element. When you have this EME for element number 1, for element number 2, you club it. So you will get a GME, that is called as a global matrix equation. So let's do it for element number 1. Let's do it for element number 1. So stiffness matrix for element number 1 is given by area of element number 1. What is the area for element number 1? See, what is given? Area for, take area for both members, 200 mm square. So I will take, it's 200 mm square. So for both the member, area is same. That is 200 mm square. A into E. What is E? It is 70 gigapascal. I will take it as it is. See, area, let me clear you. Area is in mm square, right? E, it is in pascal, right? Length are in mm, okay? And whatever the force that is applied, it is in kilonewton. So there is no need of any unit conversion. Is it okay or not? Whether you know this? Whether you know this? Because gigapascal is itself, it is kilonewton per mm square. What is the meaning of gigapascal? It is kilonewton per mm square. So no need of any unit conversion is required. Right? Is it okay? So area into E, AE, we have AE by L. What is the length of first element? See, area, it is same for both the element. E again, it is same for entire problem. That is 70 by L, length of the first element. What is that? 500. Is it okay or not? See, length of the element. It's 500 into, I need to write down this. L square. What is L square? 1. L square is 1. L square is 1, sorry. LM is 0. Again, LM is 0. See the formula. See this formula. L square, I need to write down. What is L square for element number 1? For element number 1, L square is 1, right? What is LM? LM is 0. Again, LM is 0. And then what is M square? It is again 0, right? Is it okay or not? Let me know. So I will not copy it again. I will just write down here. I will have negative sign. I will have here negative sign, and I will have here a positive sign. Right? Is it okay with this one? Negative, positive, right? Now, can anybody tell me this term? What is this 200 into 70 by 500?
28.
How much you are getting?
28.
28. Okay. So if this 28, if I multiply inside, okay, so can I get it like this? 28, 0, 0, 0. Just see here. Is it okay? 28 I will multiply inside. So here I will get minus 28, 0, 0, 0. Right? Again, here I will get minus 28, 0, 0, 0. Is it okay? And here I will get 28, 0, 0, 0. Is it okay? Yes or no? So this term, it is coming 28. You just multiply inside. See, these 3 elements are 0. Okay, 28 into 1, it's a 28. Same you have it here with the minus sign, right? Similarly, same you have it here with the minus sign. And same as it is, you have it here, 28, 0. Is it okay? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now see here, all of you. Now what is important is to assign the numbers to the matrix what you have formed, right? It is very important because it will further affect your calculation. Now see, if you consider every node of the truss, it moves in 2 direction. Okay, every node of the truss, it is going to move in 2 directions. Okay, now see, previously what we have done, we have solved some problem on axial, bar under axial load or bar under torsional load. Okay, then each node was capable of moving only in one direction. Let me clear. let's see the simple problem I take. Let's consider this bar. Okay, when you apply this bar with the axial load in x direction, when you apply this bar with the axial load in x direction, what happens is it will move only in the x direction. So see, if this is node number 1, okay, and this is node number 2. Let's consider this is the initial diagram. Node number 1, node number 2, and single element. This is element number 1. But when you apply this force, what happens is node 1 will remain there only, but node 2 gets displaced. Okay, so this is the new position of node 2. Okay, this is the new position of node 2. And whatever the difference that you have here, you call this as displacement at node 2. Is it okay or not? See, this is the initial position of node 2. This is the final position of node 2. So difference between the initial and final position, you call it as displacement at node 2. Is it okay? Because see, if you see this node, node 2, it is only moving in x direction. It is only moving in x direction. But if you see the problem which are basically belongs to truss, which basically belongs to truss, each node will move in 2 direction. That is in x and y direction. Each node will move in 2 direction. That is in x and y direction. Okay. So see, so I need to assign those degrees of freedoms here. Okay. So what I will do is, see, each node, this node 1 can move in x. Similarly, node 1 can move in y. Similarly, this node 2 can move in x, as well as it will move in y. Similarly, node 3 can move in x, and node 3 can move in y. Okay, now question will be, see, if you see the size of this matrix, it is 4 by 4. Why its size is 4 by 4? Why its size is 4 by 4? It is written for element only. See, if you consider every node, all of you here, just consider about this element. Every element will have 2 nodes. Every element will have 2 nodes. See here, element number 1 will have 2 nodes. Similarly, element number 2 again will have 2 nodes. Every element will have 2 nodes, and each node can move in 2 directions. See here, see, this node 1 can move in x. Similarly, node 1 can move in y. Similarly, this node 2 can move in x. Similarly, node 2 can move in y. Similarly, node 3 can move in x, and node 3 can move in y. Okay, so for every element, there are 2 nodes, and each node can move in 2 directions. So 2 into 2, it is 4. That's why the size of this matrix is 4 by 4. Is it okay? Is it okay with this one? Is it okay or not? Let me know. Why this size is 4 by 4? Because each element will have 2 nodes, and each node will have 2 degrees of freedom. So for every element, how many degrees of freedom are there? See there, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1 can move in x, 1 can move in y, 2 can move in x, 2 can move in y. So for every element, there are 4 degrees of freedom. So size of this matrix is 4 by 4. Is it okay with this one or not? Let me know.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now see, what I will do here, I need to assign the rows and columns. So what I will do is, see, node 1, it is moving in x. Similarly, node 1 can move in y. So I will call this as 1, 2. Okay, I will call this as 3, 4.
Sir, number of nodes तो 3 है ना, तो 3 into 2 होएगा ना.
See, what you're talking is, it's very, very correct. But that is for entire problem. I'm talking about element. What you're told, it's correct.
Okay,
right?
sir.
But
Got it.
that is for global matrix. That is for global matrix. What you're told, it's exactly correct. But that is for total entire problem. That is the size of global matrix. I'm talking about what is the size of element matrix. Because this matrix we are writing for element. So we should talk about degree of freedoms, okay, to respective element, right? So every element, okay, every element will have 2 nodes, and each node will can move in 2 directions. So for every element, how many degrees of freedom? 4. So the size is 4 by 4. Now see, all of you, what is the meaning of 1? What is the meaning of 1? Meaning of 1 is 1 can move in x. What is the meaning of 2? That is 1 can move in y. What is the meaning of 3? 2 can move in x. What is the meaning of 4? 2 can move in y. Similarly, what is the meaning of 5? 3 can move in x. What is the meaning of 6? It's 3 can move in y. Is it okay or not? Is it okay with this one? Let me know. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Now see, for element number 1, I need to write down the degree of freedom for element number 1. What is those? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will write down 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly, I will write down here 1, 2, 3, 4. See, this is numbering is very important. What is the meaning of 1? 1 can move in X. What is the meaning of 2? 1 can move in Y. Similarly, what is the meaning of 3? 2 can move in X. What is the meaning of 4? 2 can move in Y. So I assign the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
सर हम इसको एलिमिनेट कर सकते हैं ना, 0 कॉलम को और 0 रो को।
कौन सा?
सर जो कॉलम फोर्थ कॉलम है उसका 0 है तो उसको एलिमिनेट कर सकते हैं। फोर्थ कॉलम एंड फोर्थ रो एंड सेकंड रो।
Who told you this thing?
सर मैट्रिक्स
though the value at the location is 0, but still that element is present. Na? 0 is an element. Try to understand. This minus 28, it's a value which is there. Similarly, 0, though this value is 0, so 0 has some significance or importance. Na? How you can directly delete these things?
मैट्रिक्स होता रहता है। ओके।
See, my humble request to each of you is like don't revolve such concept which basically violates all laws of mathematics, right? Is it okay or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Don't do such like higher part mathematics. I myself is not able to understand these parts. That you are deleting these rows and columns, right? Now, can we do it for element number 2? Tell me for element number 2. Can you do it for element number 2? Tell me for element number 2. What is area? Area is same for both members. That is 200. And E it is again same. And length of element number 2, it is same as again element number 1, 500. See, luckily for this problem, area of both the member is same. Okay, E is again same and length is again same. That's why I'm writing this same value. Right, into we need to write down L square. Here, we need to write down this value, right? L square LM M square. Right? What is L square for this one? It is 0.64. L square LM, it is minus 0.48, right? Then again LM minus 0.48 and M square 0.36, right? On this side you have negative, again you have negative here, you have positive. Is it okay? Is it okay or not? Let me know. Is it okay with this one? See, A E by L of element number 2 into L square LM M square of element number 2. Okay, I'm not copying those same things here. I just write down minus and here plus, right? So let me calculate this value. 200. This is again 28, right? It will come 28. Is it okay or not? Let me know. This is 28. When 28 is multiplied by 0.64, tell me this value. When 28 is multiplied by 0.64.
17.92.
17, right?
Yes, sir.
17.92. Next, again 28 multiplied by minus 0.48.
Minus 13.44.
Minus 13.44, right? Here again it will come minus 13.44, and this value 28 multiplied by 0.36.
10.08.
10.0. Is it okay? Let's check. All of you check these values whether they are okay. Right. Same I need to copy here, but with the negative sign. Right. So I'll do that. 17 here I should get minus 17.92. Right. Minus 17.92. Then 13.44. Then 13.44 and minus 10.0. Right. Next. This same I need to copy here. Minus 17.92, 13.44, 13.44, minus 10.08, right? See,
So
here
wait
when you,
again.
yeah. When you write down here, you just make it minus. So it will come here. This same you copy here, and same this you copy here, right? So this is 17.92 minus 13.44 minus 13.44 and 10.08. Okay, so this is what is written. Now next step is very important. Okay, you need to assign it like this. So can anybody tell me what numbers I should assign to rows and columns?
3, 4, 5, 6.
3, 4, 5, 6. See, for this one it is 3, 4, and for this one it is 5, 6. See, this 3 has a meaning. What is the meaning of 3? 2 can move in X. What is the meaning of 4? 2 can move in Y. Similarly, 3 can move in X, 3 can move in Y, right? So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Now, one who has told that, sir, there are 3 nodes and each node can move in 2 directions, that is okay. Now it will come here. Okay, this is for entire problem. Okay, now see, we have element stiffness matrix. Now we should calculate global stiffness matrix, right? So what is the size of global stiffness matrix?
Number of nodes into degree of freedom.
Right, size of the global stiffness matrix. Okay, what is that? How you calculate size of the global stiffness matrix? It is equal to how many number of nodes you have, number of nodes multiplied by degree of freedom per node, right? Degrees of freedom per node. So there are 3 nodes and each node can move in 2 directions. So it is coming 6. So size of the global stiffness matrix is 6 by 6. Is it okay? Is it okay or not? See here, 3 nodes, each node can move in 2 directions. So 3 into 2 is 6. Right? So that is what we are going to write down here. So let's form these global stiffness matrices. Okay, so this global stiffness matrices we always indicated by kg. Okay, it is given by, we should form it now, right? This is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 6, right? Again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? Now we need to just pick the element stiffness matrices and we are supposed to place it in a global stiffness matrix. Is it okay? Can we do that? Have we done this procedure before? Whether we have done this procedure before for some
Yes,
problems?
sir.
You remember it? Can you do that?
So wait.
Just pick that element, pick that element stiffness matrices and paste. It's just like a pick and place. I'll just pick it and place it. Okay. So it is going to look like this: 28, 0, minus 28, 0, then 0, 0, 0, 0, then minus 28, 0, 28, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Is it okay? Yes or no? See, it's a straightforward matrix: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So just get the starting point. That is 1, 1. So when you put the element at 1, 1 as 28, okay, just write down as it is, right? In the manner in which it is in element stiffness matrices. Now just see this one: 3, 4, 5, 6. So you should get the starting point. What is the starting point here? This 3, 3. This is 3, this is 3. So this is the starting point, 3, 3. So at 3, 3, you have 17.92. So at 3, 3, I have 17.92. So I'll write down that. At 3, 3, I have 17.92. Okay, just side of that, minus 13.44. Then here, minus 17.92. Then 13.44. Then here, minus 13.44. 10.08. 13.44. Minus 10.08, minus 17.92, 13.44, 17.92 minus 13.44, then 13.44 minus 10.08 minus 13.44 and 10.08. Is it okay? Is it okay or not? Let me know. Is it okay with this one? So this is how you form, right? We have formed the global matrices by using the element stiffness matrices, right? So wherever you won't have any elements, right? Wherever you won't have any elements, there you can put the zero value, right? So I'll put here 0, this is 0 again, this is 0, this is 0, right? This is 0, 0, 0, 0. So I'll put the value 0 there. Is it okay? Yes or no? Is it okay or not? Let me clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you have global matrices, right? When you multiply these global matrices, okay, so I'll write down that global matrices. Okay, so before writing the global matrices, we should know this equation, stiffness matrix, right? We should know this equation. Stiffness matrix, global stiffness matrix by displacement is given by force. This is our basically known as GM, global matrix equation. Global matrix equation. We'll write down that matrix, right? So I'll write down here 28, 0, minus 28, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? 0, right? 28, 0, minus 28, 0, 0, 0. Next, 0, every element 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, see this one. Right? Next, write on this one. Minus 28, 0. Tell me this 28 plus 17.92.
45.92.
45.92. Next, 0 minus 13.44. This is minus 13.44. Next, this is minus 17.92. Then 13.44. Is it okay? Says or no? Next, 0, 0. See here, this is 0, this is 0. This is minus 13.44.
Sir,
Then this, 0 plus
Rahul, sir.
10.0. Right.
hello, Rahul sir.
You can speak.
Hello.
You can speak. You're audible.
हाँ राहुल सर, बच्चों को थोड़ा कोई इंस्ट्रक्शन दो ना कि रोल नंबर रीनेम कर लो उनका नाम, पहले रोल नंबर लिखने लगाओ फिर नाम।
ओके ओके।
और ये क्लास 1 2 दोनों साथ में है क्या?
या सर।
हाँ तो सर जो बच्चों का नाम दिख रहा है उनको रोल नंबर एडिट करने लगाओ ना, पहले रोल नंबर लिखने लगाओ बाद में नाम।
ओके ओके। So see this is 0, this is 0, then 0 minus 13.44, it's minus 13.44, then 0 plus 10.08, it's 10.08, right? Next, it is 13.44. See here, this is 13.44, then this is minus 10.08, minus 10.08, right? Next, come back to here. This is 0, this is 0, right? Then it is minus 17.92. Right? Next here, 13.44, right? Then 17.92, then minus 13. Minus 13.4. Right? Next, we are finished with the 5th column. Then we need to go for 6th column. 0, 0, 13.44, minus 10.08. Then minus 13.44 and 10.08. 10.08. Is it okay? Is it okay with this one or not? Let me know. Is it okay? See this one. So this is element stiffness matrices. Sorry, global stiffness matrices. We need to multiply it by displacement, right? We should multiply it by displacements. So we need to write down here displacements. Okay, how you should write down the displacement? See, how you written this? What is the meaning of 1? What is the meaning of 1? Node 1 can move in X. What is the meaning of 2? Node 1 can move in Y, right? So similarly, we can assign here, right? Similarly, we can assign here, right? So let's do that. Okay, so I will write down here. See, I will write down this node 1. Okay, if the node 1 can move in X, okay, we used to indicate by 1. When node 1 will move in Y, we used to indicate it by 2. Okay, so I will write down that U1, U2, U3, U4, U5, U6. Right? These are the displacements. See, this is not the nodes. See, this 1 and 2. What is the U1? What is the meaning of U1? That node 1 can move in X. What is the meaning of U2? Node 1 can move in Y. See, what is the meaning of U3? U3. Node 2 can move in X. And U4, node 2 can move in Y. Similarly, U5, node 3 can move in X. Node 3 can move in Y. Is equal to F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6. Is it okay? Yes or no? Is it okay or not? See, if you're confused, I'll bring to this point. Node 1 will have 2 degrees of freedom. That is 1, 2. Similarly, node 2 will have 2 degrees of freedom. That is 3, 4. And which are those? What is the meaning of node 1? Sorry. What is the meaning of this 1? 1 can move in X. What is the meaning of 2? 1 can move in Y. Similarly, what is the meaning of 3? Node 2 can move in X. What is the meaning of 4? Node 2 can move in Y. See, in the same manner written, U1, U2, U3, U4, U5, U6. These are the displacement at the nodes. So if you see the odd numbers, that is U1, U3, U5, U1, U3, U5, they are in X direction, displacement in X direction. And U2, U4, and U6, okay, these are the U1 numbers, they are displacement in Y direction. Similar case is going to happen with the forces. F1, F2, and F5, these are the forces, okay, in X direction. F2, F4, and F6, these are the forces in Y direction. Have you understood? Have you understood or not? Let me know. Is it okay?
Yes, sir, got it.
Right. So now can we solve this problem? Now can we solve this problem? Can anybody tell me how to solve this problem?
No, sir, first boundary condition should be applied.
Right. We need to impose the boundary condition, right? Until and unless you impose the boundary conditions, because see, before applying the force, okay, it should be fixed at some point. Okay, so fixed, it is nothing but a boundary condition. So if you see this rather diagram, okay, tell me what are the boundary conditions? Tell me what are the boundary conditions?
1 and 2, 3 fixed.
Tell me what are the boundary conditions just by looking at the diagram? Can you tell me what are the boundary conditions? Tell me what are the boundary conditions?
Sir, U1, U2 will be 0 and U5, U6 will be 0. Maybe.
What are you telling? U1,
U2,
U2,
U5, U6,
are 0, right?
0.
Yes, that is the correct answer. See, if you see this node 1 is fixed. Node 1 is fixed. And for node 1, okay, which are the degree of freedom? 1 and 2. So node 1 cannot move in any direction. That means 1 and 2 are 0. Whatever that is with respect to node 1, it is 0. So node 1 cannot move in X. So U1 is 0. Similarly, node 1 cannot move in Y. So U2 is 0. Is it okay with this one? Is it okay with this one? right?
Yes, sir.
Similar
Yes,
thing is going to happen with node 3. Node 3 is again fixed. Node 3 is again fixed. That means node 3 cannot move in any direction. So see, what are the degrees of freedom for node 3? They are 5 and 6. See, they are 5 and 6. So node 3 cannot move in X direction. Similarly, node 3 cannot move in Y direction. Is it okay? Say so no. Node 1 cannot move in X and Y. So these two are 0. Similarly, node 3 cannot move in X and Y. So these two are 0. Is it okay? Is it okay or not?
Yes, sir.
You see,
Yes, sir.
the point where displacement is 0, try to understand. The point where displacement is 0, at that point you will get a reactions. See, what is the meaning of displacement is 0? It is fixed. So at the fixed point only you will get a reaction, right? So you will get a reaction F1, F2, F5 and F6. So these are the forces which are been induced, okay, as a result of providing the reaction to the applied load. Okay, so load which you applied 12 kilonewton here, you applied 12 kilonewton. So in order to balance this 12 kilonewton, the reactions will be generated at node 1 and node 3. Okay, because node 1 and node 3 are fixed. Node 1 and node 3 are fixed. So you will get a reaction F1, F2, similarly F5, F6. Now see, when any displacement gets 0, what happens is that particular row and that particular column gets cancelled. Okay, that particular row and that particular column gets cancelled. So see, I will just roughly cancel it. Node 1, okay, U1 is 0. So first row gets cancelled. Similarly, first column gets cancelled. Okay, don't rub it as like it is no more needed. Don't rub it like that, because further we need to use this equation for the calculation of F1, right? So U1 is 0, so first row, first column is 0. Similarly, U2 is 0, so this second row, okay, and this second column gets cancelled, right? Second row, second column gets cancelled. Next, U5 is 0. So when U5 is 0, what happens is, okay, this fifth row, right? Fifth row and fifth column gets cancelled. Fifth row and fifth column gets cancelled, right? Next, U6 is 0. So this sixth row, right? This sixth row and this sixth column gets cancelled. Is it okay? Yes or no? So tell me what is remaining now. What is remaining now?
45.12.
Right. So you see, you have these two equations with two unknown, right? You will get two equations, and those equations will be in terms of U3 and U4. You will get two equations in terms of U3 and U4. You need to solve those two simultaneous equations so as to get the value of F3 and F4. So as to get the value of U3 and U4, right? Provided you know F3 and F4. Until and unless you know right hand side, you can't able to calculate these primary variables U3 and U4, right? So F3, what is F3? See, what is the meaning of 3?
0.
3, it is in X direction. So at
Yeah.
node 3, is there any force in X direction? No, it is to be taken as
No.
0.
Y direction.
There is no any force in X direction. So I'm taking it 0. Now what is the meaning of 4? 4, it is in Y direction. See, 1 it is in X, 2 it is in Y. Similarly, 3 it is in X, 4 it is in Y. 5 it is in X, 6 it is in Y at respective nodes. So what is the meaning of 4? It is a Y direction, Y direction. So what is the force applied in Y direction here?
Minus
It's
12.
12 kilonewton, right? So it's in downwards, so I'll take it as minus. So it is minus 12 kilonewton. Is it okay? Is it okay or not? Let me know. It's a minus 12 kilonewton. Is it okay? Now, can you solve these two equations?
sir.
Solve these equations in your calculator. And let me know the values. What are you getting? Can you do that or not? Let me know. Can
Yes,
you do that
sir.
in the calculator?
Minus
Minus
1.
0.57.
Minus
How to do
1.95.
All of you know how to do that? See, this is a solve the system equations too. This is how you can do. Solve
Yes,
the system
sir.
equations too. Right? So here you can put those values 45.92, right? Then you have minus 13.44, right? Then 0. Then here you have minus 13.44. Then you have 10.08. Then you have minus 12, right? Is it okay or not?
Yes, sir.
So tell me how much answer you're getting?
Minus
This is
0.57.
1, right? And this one
Minus 1.95.
minus 1.9. All of you getting same value or not? Let me. Okay, so let's write down here. Okay, what value of displacement you are getting? U3. U3. Can you repeat that
Minus
value?
0.57.
Minus 0.57. Okay, this is in mm. And U4
Minus 1.95.
minus 1.95. Is it okay? All of you check whether you're getting same answers or not.
Yes, sir. Right.
Yes, right. Now we see we have displacements. Now we need to calculate reactions. So if I need to calculate F1, how I should calculate F1? How I should calculate F1? So first row multiplied by column, all right? So 0 into 28, see I need to do that. See 28 into 0, it's 0. 0 into this again 0. 0 into 0 is 0. And what is remaining? Minus 28 into U3. Now see, you should be able to write down directly. Minus 28 into U3. Then rest of the everything is 0, right? Yes or no? So just get that. Minus 28 into U3. U3 is minus 0.5. So just get this answer.
15.988.
15.988.
88.
96, sir.
Let it be. Huh? So F1 you got, right? Now we should calculate F2. How will you calculate
sir.
F2?
हेलो सर, कैल्शियम में 12 किलो न्यूटन डायरेक्ट 12 लिखेंगे या 12 into 10⁻³ लिख के न्यूटन करेंगे उसको सॉल्व?
See, at the starting of the problem only I told you that if your area in mm square, E is in gigapascal, length is in mm, and force is in kilonewton, there is no any unit conversion required.
ओके सर.
So can you calculate F2 now? F2. This row into this column. What you'll get? You'll get 0 directly, right? Yes or no? Everything, every term here is 0. Get 0. Now we'll calculate F5. F5. How you calculate F5? Fifth row multiplied by column. So initial these two terms. This is 0 into 0 is 0. 0 into 0 is again 0. Minus 17.92. Minus C here. Minus 17.92 into U3. Into U3. This is plus 13.44 into U4 plus 13.44 into U4. Then this is 0, right? Again, this is 0, right? So just do this calculation. Minus 17.92 into U3 is minus 0.57 plus 13.44 into U4 is minus 1.9. So just get the answer. How much is it? F5. F5.
Minus 16.005.
How much?
Minus 16.0025.
I'll make it minus 0.16.
0.0025.
Okay. Minus 0.16, right?
Yes.
F5 you got. Now can you calculate F6? F6. Last row multiply with this column. So these two initial terms are 0. What do you get? 13.44 into U3 minus 10.08 into U4, and again these two terms are again 0. So is equal to 13.44 into U3. U3 is minus 0.57 minus 10.08 into U4. U4 is minus 1.9. Minus 1.9. So just check. Right? So just check what is F6 showing.
$12.001.
12.001. So I'll write down 12 kilonewton. Is it okay? Right? Now just take the summation of, that is condition of equilibrium. Just take the summation of Fx, force in X. Right? So if you see this diagram, which are the forces in X? They are related with 1, 3 and 1, 3 and 5. 1, 3 and 5 are for X. Right? So I need to write down F1 plus F3 plus F5. Right? So what is that F1? F1 is 15.99 plus F3. F3 is 0. See here. F3 is 0 plus F5. F5 is minus 16, right? So if you
0.
calculate its answer, it is coming approximately 0, right? If you take summation of Fy, so it is F2 plus F4 plus F6, right? So F2 is 0 plus F4, you put in the problem, that is minus 12 plus F6, you have calculated, that is 12. So your answer is coming 0. Is it okay or not? So see, your conditions of equilibrium are getting satisfied. That means what are the values of displacement that you have got are correct. They are correct, right? Now let's calculate the value of stress. Right? Let's calculate the value of stress. So see, for stress is again, they have given the formula for stress. Okay. See, otherwise before calculating the stress, let's calculate the strain. Let's calculate the strain. So strain induced in element number 1, it is given by 1 by length of element number 1. Try to understand. It is given by 1 by length of element number 1, okay, into minus L minus M minus L minus M, then LM, okay, into, try to understand, strain in element number 1, it is given by 1 by LE. What is LE? It's a length of element, right? Length of the element we have already calculated. Length of element, it is known. 1 by length of element into bracket minus L. See, we have already calculated LM, it is already calculated. So we can put that minus L minus M LM, that we can put into. Now see here, if you see this element number 1, it will have it will have two nodes. It will have two nodes. And which are those nodes? 1 and 2. And each node will have 2 degrees of freedom. That is 1, 2 and 3, 4. Right? 1, 2 and 3, 4. Okay. Every element will have 2 nodes. And each node will have 2 degrees of freedom. Is it okay? So here I need to write down it as U1, U2, U3 and U4. Try to understand. This element number 1, it is between 2 nodes. Okay, so this U1 and U2 will be for element node number 1. U1 and U2 will be for element node number 1, and U3 and U4 will be for node number 2. See, element number 1, it is between 2 nodes. So U1 and U2 will take care of node 1. U3 and U4 will take care of node 2. Is it okay? Yes or no? Okay, so can you put the value 1 by length of element? Let me put those values. See here. 1 by length of element. What is the length of first element? It's 500, right? 1 by length of element is 500 into minus L. What is minus L? Minus I written. What is L? It's a 1. Minus M. What is minus M? It's a 0. So there is no minus 0. So I'll write down 0 only. Right? 1, 0. Okay. And L is 1. And M is 0. Right? And this is to be multiplied by. This is to be multiplied by U1, U2. Right? U1, U2. Right? So what is the value of U1 and U2? It is 0. Right? U1 and U2 is 0. I'll put those values. U1 is 0, U2 is 0. Now what is U3 and U4? Just a time before we have calculated. U3 and U4. See these values. U3 and U4. Right? That is minus 0.57 U3 and U4 is minus 1.95. Minus 1.9. Can you do this calculation? All of you, can you do this calculation? Tell me, can you do this
First,
calculation?
Yes.
Hey, how will you do that? Minus 1 into 0, it's a 0. Right?
Yeah.
0 into 0, it's a 0. Next, 1 into minus 0.57. Okay, so it becomes minus 0.57. And this 0 into 0 is again 0. So what at the last you will get? At the last you will get it like this. Okay, if you want, I can write down here. Okay, I'll write down here. Minus 1 into 0 plus 0 into 0 plus 1 into minus 0.57. Okay, plus 0 into minus 1.95 divided by 500. Divided by 4. Is it okay? So just tell me that value. Minus 0.57 by 500. What is that?
One 1.142 into 10 raised to minus 3
1.142 into 10
into 10
raised to
raised
minus
to minus 3.
what is the unit for this one?
Change in length divided by original length. So unitless रहेगा ना?
Right, it's a unitless value, right? Now we need to do it for element number 2. We need to calculate strain in element number 2. So I need to write down same formula. 1 by length of element. This is for element number 2, right? Into minus L, minus M, L, M. This is for again element number 2 into. Okay. Now see, if you can see here, this element number 2 again will have 2 degrees of freedom. That is 3, 4 and 5, 6. Right? So I need to write down here. U3, U4, U5, U6. Is it okay? Yes or no? Is it okay or not? Let me know.
Sir, E1 minus में नहीं आएगा 1 minus 1.142 into 10 raised to minus 3.
माइनस आएगा सर वो.
So this is minus 0. Minus 1.142 into 10 raised to 4 minus 3. Is it okay? Now. So now 1 by LE. 1 by LE. What is the length of element number 2? It's again 500. 500 into minus. What is the value of L? It's a 0.8 minus M. Okay, minus M. So minus of minus, what do you get? It's a plus. So I'll write down 0.6. Then L again 0.8. Then M. What is M? Minus 0.6, right? This is matrix multiplied by U3, U4, U5, U6, right? What is U3? Minus 0.57. U4 minus 1.95. U5 is 0. U6 is also 0. If you want, you can check it here. You can see U5 and U6 is 0. This is the boundary condition. Right? Now just calculate the value. Tell me that. How will you do that? See, this into this, right? Minus 0.8 into minus 0.57 plus 0.6 into minus. See, I will write down that. I will write it down here. Minus 0.8 into minus 0.57 plus 0.6 into minus 1.95 plus 0.8 into 0 plus minus 0.6 into 0, right? Upon What it gets? It's a 500. 1.5. Can you calculate that? Just tell me the value.
minus 1.4288 into 10 raised to minus 3.
See, I expect a single value. I expect all of you to get a same answer.
Yeah, as a single value, sir.
Minus 1.429 into 10 raised to minus 3.
Minus 1.429. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Minus 1.429 into 10 raised to
minus 3.
minus 3, right? So this is strain induced in element number 2. So now you calculated the strain. Can you calculate stress? Stress in element number 1. It is simple. It is given by E into strain. Stress is given by E into strain. Similarly, we can do it for stress in element number 2. It is given by E into strain in element number 2. So can you do that? So just multiply this value by modulus of elasticity. And the modulus of elasticity, it is given as 70, right? So 70 into minus 1.142 into 10 raised to power minus 3. Similarly, this is again 70 into minus 1.429 into 10 raised to power minus 3. Okay, so tell me how much answer you get.
0.07994. 0.07994.
994. Is it okay? And unit will be gigapascal. Because whatever the unit of E you have, that unit of E will be the unit of stress. Because this strain don't have any unit. Now tell me this value. So it's a minus value now. Why you are not telling me with sign? Always it's a minus value. You should tell me with the sign, na? Then this value
Minus 0.1.
minus 0.1
1.
gigapascal. Is it okay? Is it okay? Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
सर स्ट्रेन की वैल्यू नेगेटिव आ रही है, इसका मतलब वो कंप्रेस हो रहा है क्या?
Right. When stress it is coming negative, no, it's a compressive. If it's a positive, it's a tensile. Right. So it will
Okay.
just tell you the nature of the force. Sorry, nature of the stress, whether it is compressive or whether it is tensile. Right. Is it okay with this one? Let me know. Is it okay with this one?
Yes, sir.
So see, basically what we have done here is, see, they have given the problem, right? They have basically given the problem and they asked to analyze the problem. Okay. So initially what we have done, we have given the, right, we have formed the elements, we have numbered the nodes, then we have assigned the coordinates to every node. Okay, then we have filled this table, right? There we need to use these formulas, okay, Pythagoras theorem and these terms, right? And after that, we have written the value of EME. That EME we have derived for every element. When we have EME, we have derived GME. And when we multiply this GME by displacement, it will give you a force. Okay, in that we applied the boundary conditions. Okay, we have entered the values of the forces which were given, and we solve the equations. That's why we are getting this value of displacements. After that, we have calculated reaction, and just for validation, we have just calculated summation of forces in X, summation of forces in Y. So it is coming to 0. That means what are the values of displacement that we have are right. Then we have calculated a strain, and when you multiply strain by E, it will give you the value of stress. Is it okay to each of you? Is it okay to each of you? Is it okay or not? Let me know. Is it okay to each of you or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so see, this was a problem, okay, which was basically from analysis of thrust. Okay, so see, what is given in the problem is a 3 bar, okay, a 3 bar truss, a 3-bar truss is subjected to, a 3-bar truss is subjected to loadings, subjected to the loadings as shown in figure, as shown in figure, as shown in figure. The modulus of elasticity, the modulus of elasticity, the modulus of elasticity for the bar element, for the bar material, is 300 gigapascal, is 300 gigapascal. The cross sectional area, the cross sectional area of each bar, the cross sectional area of each bar used for the truss, is 300 mm square, is 300 mm square. The length of the element, the length of the elements are, the lengths of the elements are L1 is equal to 800 mm, L2 is equal to 600 mm, L3 is equal to 1000 mm. Okay, they asked to determine nodal displacements, and stresses in each element. Stresses in each element. Okay, now see, the diagram is given like this. Right, what we have is on the, okay, here we have this fixed support. Okay, this element we have. Here on the other end, it is supported with the roller. Okay, one more element we have it like this. Right. Okay, they themselves have numbered the elements. Okay, so there is no need of discretization further. This is 20 kilonewton. This is 10 kilonewton, which they applied, and here they applied 30 kilonewton. Is it okay? Do the problem is clear? Do the problem is clear or not? Is the problem is clear?
Yes, sir.
Element they have given. They have given the numbers to element. Now our step is to just let me draw. Otherwise, let me draw this again. Let me draw this again. This is 1. This is 30 kilonewton. Here it is 20 kilonewton. Here they applied some force, 10 kilonewton. Here it is 10 kilonewton. This is 1, 2, and 3. Right. So see, this is diagram. It's already given. See, they have numbered the elements. We need to number the nodes. So what I'll do, I'll go here 1. Okay, this is 1. Then I will assign this as 2. Is it okay, na? This is 2. Is it okay or not? This is 2. This is node number 2. This I will call it as node number 3. Is it okay? And assign the elements like this. This is node element number 1, element number 3, element number 2. Is it okay? Element number 1, element number 2, element number 3. I given the numbers to the nodes. This is node 1, this is node 2, this is node 3. Element number 1 between 1, 2, element number 2 between 2, 3, and element number 3 between 1, 3. Is it okay? And you need to give the coordinates to every node. Okay, you need to give the coordinates to every node. I'll do that. See, now here they have given this length. This length is 800, right? This length is 800. It is given in the problem. This is 800. Length of element number 2. Length of element number 2. Which is that element number 2? This length, right? This length. they have given. What is that? 600. Here, length of it is 600, right? And length of element number 3, it is again given this length. Okay, this length they have given. What is that? 100. Is it okay or not? Say so no. This is 100. This is 800. This is 600. This is 100. It is given. Now we need
सर
to
1000 है वो.
right. It is 1000. This is 1000. Now we need to give the assign. We need to assign the coordinates to every node. We need to assign the coordinates to every node. Right. So what I will do, I will assign its coordinate as 0, 0. For node 1, I am assigning as a 0, 0. Its coordinate, tell me. Right. It's 800, 0. Says or no? It's 800, 0. For this one, for node number 3, it's 800, 600. Is it okay or not?
Node number 1.
Yes, sir. Correct.
Yes, sir.
600. Okay. Now see, now see, in the problem, elements were given. I just assign the nodes, numbers to the nodes. Okay, then I've written the lengths to every element. And based on that, I have calculated the coordinates to every nodes. Now, what is the next step? We need to make that table, right? We should have that table. In the table, you have this element number. You have this element number. Okay, so in that element number, okay, we have nodes. Node. Every element will be between node I and node J. Right, node I. So node I will have Xi. Try to understand. Node I will have Xi. Similarly, it will have Yi. Similarly, it will have Yi. So this is all about node I. Similar exercise I need to do for node J. So I will have node J. Where this J node will again have its X coordinate, Xj, and it will have Y coordinate, that is Yj. Is it okay? Yes or no? Right? Then I should know the length of the element. Length of the element I should know. Then I should calculate. Okay, term L. Then I should calculate. Okay, term M. Then I should calculate L square. Then I should calculate Lm. Then I should calculate M square. Is it okay? Is it okay or not? See, this I already told you in a detail about this table in the previous problem which we have solved, right? So now
Node number 1.
we should
Node
do
number
this,
3.
or we should rightly fill this table. We should fill this table. This is for node I and node J. Right? We should fill this table now. Right. So for that, you should require some formulas. You require some formulas. Okay. So what was the formula? What was the formula for this length of the element? It was square root of Xj minus Xi square plus Yj minus Yi square. Right. So, but for this problem, it is not required because it is already given. Length of the element is given. Next, length. What was the formula for length? Xj minus Xi, small l, Xj minus Xi by Le. Similarly, what is the formula for M? It is Yj minus Yi, Yj minus Yi by L. Is it okay? Yes or no? Xj minus Xi by Le. Similarly, Yj minus Yi by L. So these are the formulas which you should remember. Now tell me for element number 1. Tell me for element number 1. It is between 1, 2. So I should write on here 1, 2. For element node number 1, it is 0, 0. For element, node number 2, it is 800, 0. Try to understand. Element number 1, it is between 1, 2. What is the coordinate for node 1? It is 0, 0. What is the coordinate for node 2? It is 800, 0. Right. Now, what is the length of element number 1? It is directly given, 800. Okay. Length of element number 1, it's 800. Right. Now, tell me L, value of small l. Just tell me what is the value of small l. Tell me how to do that. L is the value of small l.
1.
L. What is that? Xj minus xi by Le. That is 800 minus 0 by 800. It's a 1. Then M. It is yj minus yi by Le. It is 0. Right? Yj minus yi by Le. It is 0. L square. It's 1. Lm is 0. M square is 0. Right? Now go for element number 2. Again, element number 2, it is between 2, 3. So I should write down. It is between node 2 and 3. Element number 2, it is between node 2 and 3. Coordinate for node 2, it is 800, 0. Coordinate for node 3, it is 800, 600. Now, what is the length of this element number 2? It is 600. It is directly given. No need to calculate. Length of element number 2, it's a 600, directly given. No need to calculate. Then L. Calculate L. It is xj, that is 800, minus xi, that is again 800. 800 minus 800, that is 0. So it will come 0. Yes or no? Xj,
One.
that is 800, minus xi, that is 800. 800 minus 800 by 600. So it is 0. Is it okay? Yes or no?
Sir.
Next. M. What is M?
1.
Yj minus yi.
600
That is
minus
600 minus 0 upon 600. So it will come 1. Right? Then L square. 0 square is 0. Lm. That is 0 into 1 is 0. Then M square. 1 square is 1. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Next, do it for element number 3. Let me for element number 3. Stiffness, this table for element number 3. Element number 3, it is between 1 and 3. It is between 1 and 3. For 1, coordinate is 0, 0. For 3, coordinate is 800, 600. Calculate its length. What is the length of element number 3? It is given directly. It's 1,000. 1,000, right? Now what is L? L. That is xj. 800 minus 0. 800 minus 0 by 1,000. So 800 by 1,000. Tell me. 800 by 1,000. Tell me. Do it fast.
0.8.
0.8. Next. M. What is M? Yj minus yi. That is 600 minus 0 by 1,000. That is 600 by 1,000. 600 minus 0 by 1,000. 600 minus 0 by 1,000. That is 600 by 1,000.
0.6.
0.6, right? So now we need to take L square. 0.8 square. That is 0.6 square. L into M. That is 0.48. Right? Then M square. 0.36. Is it okay? Yes or no? Is it okay with this one or not? Let me know. Is it okay with this one?
Yes,
सर
sir.
1 2 के बाद 3 नहीं
सर।
आएगा नोट 1 में आएगा आप
सर,
बोले
ये
थे कि
element
डायरेक्शन
number-
को फॉलो करना है
हाँ सर, वो 3-1 आएगा ना लास्ट में,
कैसे आएगा?
I और J.
Ah, right. See how I'm saying for element number 1, how you return 1 2. For element number 1, how you return 1 2. So similar for element number 3, you should write on 1 3 na. We are moving from left towards right.
ओके सर
Right now we should write down the element stiffness matrices. What is the value of element stiffness matrices? How we used to write down element stiffness matrices? Okay. What is the element stiffness matrices? Element stiffness matrices. Okay, what is the size or what is the formula for element stiffness matrix K? What is the formula? Tell me. EE by length of the element into okay L square LM M square. Is it okay or not? On this side you have negative value, on this side you have negative value, and on this side you have positive value. Is it okay? Now write down for element number 1, stiffness matrix for element number 1. I will write down stiffness matrix for element number 1. area of element number 1. Area, cross-sectional area for each member, it's 300. So for each member, area is 300. E. Just see the value of E. What is Newton? Modulus of elasticity for the bar material is 300. So for every it's 300. Okay. So I'll write down 300 by length of element number 1. What is the length of element number 1? It's 800, right? It's 800 into what is L square? It's a 1. LM. See here, I just see this table. L square, LM, M square, right? L square, LM, and M square. Is it okay? On this side you have negative. On this side you have negative. On this side you have positive. Is it okay? So just come here and just tell me this value. 300 into 300 by 800. Tell me that value. Do it fast. Tell me that value. 300 into 300 by 800. I don't think this much time is required.
112.5.
How much?
112.5.
112.5.
Okay.
112.5.
1.5. Okay, here it is 0. Here it is 0. Here it is 0 again. Minus 112.5. 0, 0, 0. Minus 112.5. 0, 0, 0. Right? And 112.5. 0, 0. Is it okay? Is it okay or not? So see, here you need to give the numbers to the rows and columns. See, you know, every node will have 2 degrees of freedom. So let me call this as 1, 2. What is the meaning of 1? The node 1 will move in X. What is the meaning of 2? Node 1 will move in Y. Similarly here, for node 2, I will write down 3, 4, 3, 4. What is the meaning of 3? Node 2 can move in X. What is the meaning of 4? Node 2 can move in Y. Similarly here, I need to write down 5, 6, 5, 6. What is the meaning of 5, 6? 3 can move in X, 3 can move in Y. Is it okay? So tell me for this element stiffness matrix as 1, what I should write down here? Here and here. Rows
1,
and
2,
columns.
3, 4.
1, 2,
It
3,
is
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Here it is again. 1, 2, 3. Is it okay? Yes or no? Now let's derive for stiffness matrix for element number 2. Okay, see, area of every element is same. E is again same, AE, but length of every element is different. What is the length of second element? It's a 600. 600, okay, into L square. What is L square? 0. Here, L square is 0. LM is 0. And M square is 1. M square is 1. Okay, so I'll write down here. Negative value, positive, right? So tell me, what this term you're getting?
150.
150.
How much? 150. So 0, 0, 0, 150, right? 0, 0, 0, minus 150, 0, 0, 0, minus 150, 0, 0, 0, 150. Is it okay? This is for element number 2. Again, you need to write down rows and columns. So see, for element number 2, what to be write down? For element number 2, what to be write down? See, let me know.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Wait, it should be written like 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it okay? Right? Now we should write down stiffness matrix for element number 3. Right? Area into E by length of element number 3. It's 1000, right? So it's 1000 value upon 1000 into L square. L square, just check it. L square, it's a 0.64. 0.64. L square. LM, it's 0.48. Again, LM, it's 0.48. And M square, it's 0.36. This is again negative value and positive value. No need to copy those things again. We can directly write down here. Okay. 10. So what is coming? 300 into 300 by 1000.
90.
90.
90 it is coming. This is 90, right? 90 multiplied by 0.64. 90 multiplied by 0.64.
$57.6.
How much?
57.6.
57.6. Right? 90 multiplied by 0.48. 90 multiplied by 0.48.
43.2.
Point? How much?
43.2.
43.2. Next here. Again 43.2. And 90 multiplied by 0.36.
32.4. 32.4.
42.4. Is it
नहीं
okay?
सर 32.4. 32.4.
ठीक है. Okay. So we'll write down same with the minus sign. So minus 57.6 minus 43.2 minus 43.2 and minus 32.4. Right? Next here. Minus 57.6 minus 43.2 minus 43.2 minus 32.4. Next, 57.6, 43.2, 43.2, 32.4. Is it okay? Right? Now we have element stiffness matrices. Now we should form a global stiffness matrix. Right? So can you tell me what is the size of global stiffness matrices? Can you tell me what is the size of?
सर उसका नेमिंग 1 2 5 6 रहेगा ना?
Right. We need to write. We need to write down the names, right? So see, if you have this for element number 3, it is 1 2 5 6. Right? We need to give it 1 2 5 6. Similarly here 1 2 5 6. Right? Okay. Now let's form the global stiffness matrices. Okay. So tell me how we should form. Okay, what is the size of this global stiffness matrices? What is the size?
6 by 6.
Right, see, because there are 3 nodes, and each node can move in 2 directions. So 3 into 2 is 6. Right, now we need to pick those elements and just place it as it is. Okay, so I'll pick those values 1 2 3 4. Okay, so it's a straightforward matrix. 112.5 0 minus 112.5 0 0 0 0 0 minus 112.5 0 112.5 0 0 0 0 0. This is 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Just pick it 3 4 5 6. So just get the starting point, that is 3 3. 3 3 is the starting point from where you will start. So here it is 0. See here, this term 3 3, it is 0. So I put that 0. Then here again 0. Okay, 0 0. Below that plus 0 plus 150 0 minus 150 0 0 0 0 0 minus 150 0 and 150. Is it okay? This is 3 4 5 6 3 4 5 6. Now come to 1 2 5 6. See this, here you want to take some care, right? Okay, just start with the rows. Just see the first rows. I'm going to first row. In first row, in first column, first column, I have 57.6. In first row, second column, I have 43.2. In first row, fifth column, I have minus 57.6. In first row, sixth column, I have minus 43.2. Okay, this care you take. Go to row number 2. I'm going to row number 2. In row number 2, In first column, I have 43.2. Then in second column, I have 32.4. In fifth column, I have minus 43.2. In sixth column, I have minus 32. Right? Next go to fifth row. Fifth row, first column. Fifth row, first column, minus 57.6. Then second column, minus 43.2. Then fifth column, plus 57.6. Fifth column, it is minus 57.6. And sixth column, 43.2. Is it okay? Next, sixth row, first column, minus 43.2, minus 32.4, plus here 43. Here, plus 43.2, and here 32.4. Okay. Is it okay? Is it okay to each of you? This is fifth and sixth, right? So now we have global stiffness matrices. Right? Now we need to solve it. Now we need to solve this global stiffness matrices. Can we do that or not? Let me know. Can we do that? Okay. So just write down that as it is. Just write down that global matrices.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in fifth row, fifth column, it is plus 57.6, not minus.
Yeah. This value plus 57.6. Yes. This is plus 57.6, 43.2, 43.2, 32.4. Right. Minus, right? Plus, minus. Okay. Right. Now just do that. So let's write down global matrix. Global matrix multiplied by displacement is given by force. Okay, so let's write down those values. Okay, tell me this value 112.5 plus 57.6. Let me know fast.
170.1.
170.1.
170.4.
101.
Next.
170.1.
171. Right. Next. This is below that. 43.2. Next. Minus 112.5. Next, it is 0. Then minus 57.6. Minus 43.2. Right? Next. Here is 43.2. Here it is 32.4. Next, here it is 0. Here it is again 0. Minus 43.2. Minus 32.4. Next, here. Minus 112.5. 0. 112.5. Then 0. 0. 0. Try to understand. Then 0. 0. Then 0. Here it is 150. Then 0. Then here it is minus 150. Right? Next. Minus 57.6. Minus 43.2. 0. 0. 57.6. 43.2. Next. Minus 43.2. Minus 32.4. 0. Minus 150. 43.2. And tell me this one. 150 plus 32.4. 182.4. Is it okay? Yes or no? Right? This is the value of global matrix multiplied by displacements. So you have displacements U1, U2, U3, U4, U5, U6, because at every node you have two displacements. So U1, U2, these are the displacement at node 1. U3, U4, these are the displacement at node 2. U5, U6, these are the displacement at node 3, is equal to F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, and F6. Tell me now how to solve. Tell me now how to solve this problem.
Boundary condition.
Right, you apply the boundary condition. So see,
Yes.
at node 1, structure is fixed. That means node 1 cannot move. So U1 and U2 are 0. Similarly, if you
3,
go
4.
for node 2, at node 2 you have roller. So roller here cannot move in vertical direction. So as roller cannot move in vertical direction, tell me what is 0?
U6.
Node 2. It is not node 3. Node 2 cannot
U4,
move in vertical
U4.
direction. That is
3,
U4, right? That is U4, right? U4 is 0, right? So what happens
Yes,
is this comes. See, U1 is 0. That's why I'll cancel this first row. Okay, and I'll cancel the first column. U2 is 0. So I'll cancel the second row and I will cancel the second column. U4 is 0. So I will cancel the fourth row and I will cancel the fourth column, right? Yes or no? So what is remaining? It's this one: 112.5, 0, 0, 0, 57.6, 43.2, 0, minus 0, and 43.2, 182.4. Provided we know F2, we know F5, and we know F6, right? So what is F3? What is F3? See, just see F3, 3. So 3, it is related with node 2 in X. 3, it is related with node 2. What are the force applied at node 2 in X direction? What is that?
लेक्चर है MD1 का
सर बुला रहे सर मैसेज करे 2-3 बार
Okay, okay. So today we'll stop here. Okay, in the next lecture we'll continue this, right? Okay.
we can leave now sir